Alright, so I just saw Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Let's talk about it. This movie's great. It's just simply great. It was way better than I expected, and I'm going to be honest, I've slowly been expecting that each movie will be better than the last one, so it's great to see that it's the trend that's still continuing. The story is pretty simple. It is mostly about Shadow the Hedgehog. So, in all honesty, it could be called Shadow the Hedgehog and not Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and it would be about the same movie. I love that, though. I love how much emphasis was put on Shadow's backstory, and I loved how the flashbacks felt appropriate and not just ham-fisted in there, a la a Book of Boba Fett type deal. The story was just really well told, and while I don't want to explain in too much detail what the story was, because it is a spoiler to the movie, it was great. And all you really need to know is that they do Shadow quite a lot of justice from what I'm understanding, and how the audience I saw it with cheered at the end of the movie. So, yeah. Hand grenade score there. Cinematics, fantastic. It just looked beautiful. I loved all the little references that they made to the games, and the character designs of everything is great. I like how they show their powers. It's great. It's just great, enjoyable. I do love Jim Carrey in this movie, and I'll talk about more later. But cinematics gets an easy hand grenade score from me. Directing, man, it just keeps getting better and better with each movie. I'm like, tonally, they get more consistent. They're not scared to be a little dark on the darker side. It's just great. I love seeing that. Like, it took itself seriously when it needed to, and it kept silly when it didn't have to be serious, and that's great. I love that balance. It's something that James Gunn does with the Guardians movies very well. Stay serious when it needs to be, can be as silly as it wants to be when it can be. And that's what you need in these types of movies. Silly when silly is appropriate, serious when serious is needed. Perfection. Hand grenade score there. Now, let's talk about the actors. While we have great voice performances from Idris Elba, Colleen O'Shannessy, something like that, sorry, butchered it, Ben Schwartz, and Keanu Reeves, let's be honest, Jim Carrey is the standout performance of every single one of these movies, so much so that I am 96% certain that in the script, it didn't actually have any dialogue or like reference points for Robotnik's character. Every time, it would just be like, hey, Jim, you got this, right? And I'd like to believe that that's what it said on the script every time it was a Robotnik part. And like the other characters would have lines, but like they don't know what Jim Carrey was going to say for Robotnik at any point. And I love that. There's so many sequences where I'm like, I can believe that being scripted, but at the same time, I believe it more if Jim Carrey was just like, I think we should do this. And then they were like, you're right. It's great. It's phenomenal. Honestly, Jim Carrey carries. It's easy. That's why he's Jim Carrey. I am not apologizing for that awful pun, though. But yeah, hand grenade score here easily. Now, expectations and experience. The experience was great. The crowd loved the movie. That's awesome. You love to see a crowd who's enthusiastic about a movie and are like cheering its praises at the end of it during the credits and going, oh my God, that was awesome. You love to see it. Great time. A lot of fun. Strongly recommend this movie. Is a solid hand grenade movie. It is certified hand grenade movie. It's super rewatchable, super explosive. I cannot recommend it enough. If you just want something fun, but isn't afraid to be serious, it's just great for that indeed. But that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 3 if you've seen it already or you're planning on to seeing it now. Subscribe if you haven't already, and other than that, I will leave you guys to it.